हरे कृष्ण। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन, यमुना तीरावनचारी, यमुना तीरावनचारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadramaya Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की श्रील प्रभुपाद की Hare Krishna, welcome you all this morning class in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Today we are discussing from Canto 2, Chapter 8, verse number 22. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Ruttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanabhaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangrahe. Canto 2, Chapter 8, verse number 22. Yaha va anushayinam sargaha pashandasya cha sambhavaha atmanaha bandha moksha cha vyavasthanam swarupataha yovanushayinam sargaha यो वानुशायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च व्यवस्थानां स्वरूपतः यो वानुशायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च व्यवस्थानां स्वरूपतः यो वानुशायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च व्यवस्थानां स्वरूपतः. Please recite. शायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः Mataji? Yavanushayinam sargaha पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च व्यवस्थानं स्वरूपतः यो वानुशायिनां सर्गः पाषण्डस्य च सम्भवः आत्मनो बन्धमोक्षौ च. Word to meaning, translation, purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki. Yaha, all those who are either anushayinam, merged into the body of the Lord, sargaha, creation, pashandasya, of the infidels, cha, and sambhavaha, appearance, atmanaha, of the living beings, bandha, condition, moksha, being liberated, cha, also, vyavasthanam, being situated, swarupataha, in an unconditioned state. Translation. Please also explain how, merged in the body of the Lord, living beings are created and how the infidels appear in the world. Also, please explain how the unconditioned living entities exist. Please repeat after me. Please also explain how, merged in the body of the Lord, living beings are created and how the infidels appear in the world. Also, please explain how the unconditioned living entities exist. Purport. The progressive devotee of the Lord must inquire from the bona fide spiritual master how living entities merged in the body of the Lord again come back at the time of creation. There are two kinds of living entities. There are the ever liberated unconditioned living entities, living beings, as well as the ever conditioned living beings. Of the ever conditioned living beings, there are two divisions. They are the faithful and the infidels. Of the faithful, there are again two divisions, namely the devotees and the mental speculators. The mental speculators desire to merge into the existence of the Lord or to become one with the Lord, whereas the devotees of the Lord desire to keep separate identities and constantly engage in the service of the Lord. Devotees who are not fully purified, as well as the empiric philosophers, become conditioned again during the next creation for further purification. Such conditioned souls become liberated by further progress of devotional service to the Lord. Maharaja Pariksit asked all these questions from the bona fide spiritual master in order to become fully equipped in the science of God. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manabhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanmitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishnakanvitamscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktabinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So this is a chapter called Questions by Pariksit Maharaj. So Pariksit Maharaj is inquiring from Sukadeva Goswami, right? So in this chapter there are a lot of questions which Pariksit Maharaj asked about creation, about annihilation, about birth, about death, about time, about karma, about prakriti, laws of nature. They're all very scientific questions that Pariksit Maharaj is asking. And ultimately, why he want to hear about all these things? Because he want to develop devotion to the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Right from starting, he was telling the same thing. So Krishna, understanding Krishna, his nature, his creation, so it includes everything, right? For a devotee, everything is Krishna. Even the creation is how beautiful. Krishna's creation is how beautiful, how wonderful. So here he is asking how the living beings are merged, when they merged into the body of the Lord, and how they come out, how they come back, how are they created after merging into the body of the Lord, how are they created. So for this we should understand how many types of Vishnus are there, how the creation is there, different planetary systems. You need to have a little bit knowledge about this. So what we are living is Bhulokam, right? Which lokam? Bhulokam. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhav ki, Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So what we are living is Bhumandala, or you can say Mandala, a planetary system. So above this there are 6 mandalas which are Svargaloka, Brahmaloka is there topmost. Then Tapoloka, Janaloka, Swargaloka, Bhuvarloka, like that. And below this there are 7. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Talatala, Mahatala, Patala. So like that 14 mandalas, planetary systems. So they all come from the lotus stem which is emanating from the navel of whom? Vishnu, who is called as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And on the top of the lotus, who is situated? Brahmaji. Brahmaji takes birth from the lotus. So this Garbhodakshay Vishnu is there in this Brahmanda. Brahmanda, this is called Brahmanda. Anda means egg. Brahmanda means universe, universal egg. So half is filled with water, then he is reciting in the water, and from his navel, Padma, the lotus comes, and in that lotus all the creation, and the Brahmaji does a secondary creation. So it's a very big subject. So imagine how big the navel of Lord Garbhodaksha Vishnu will be. The whole universe is, coming from his navel. So imagine his stomach, how big the stomach will be, how big the body will be, how big his face, his legs, hands, his mukut, and how big the Sheshnag will be on which he is sleeping. Crores and crores and crores and crores of miles of Sheshnag. So it is unbelievable. It is just amazing. The creation is just amazing. So this Brahmanda is coming from where? It is coming from where this Brahmanda is coming from? It is coming from Mahavishnu. Who? Mahavishnu. He is also called as Karanodakshay Vishnu. So Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Karodakshay Vishnu. And there is one more who is Kshirodakshay Vishnu, who is there in one of these floating planetary systems, in the upper planetary systems. There is milk ocean in which that Vishnu is residing. And that Vishnu expands as Paramatma in everyone's heart. In the spiritual world, there is no need of Paramatma. Only in material world, there is Paramatma. Why? Because he gives us knowledge, remembrance, forgetfulness in this world. So he should be there. And he is the witness. Whatever we are doing right thing, wrong thing, any activity that we are doing, who is the witness? Paramatma is the witness. So, that Vishnu, Mahavishnu, from whose body these Brahmandas are emanating. And how they are emanating? When that Mahavishnu or Karandaksha Vishnu, when he will exhale, when he will leave his breath, when he takes his breath out, at that time from his body all these Brahmandas come out. And when he inhales, all the Brahmandas go back. So that's what he is saying here. Please also explain how merged in the body of the Lord. That means in the final annihilation, when the whole Brahmandas go inside the body of the Lord. After that, how the living beings are created. How the infidels means those who doesn't believe in God, those who doesn't accept the laws of God, they are called infidels. So, how they appear and how the unconditioned living entities. The Prabhupada explains in the purport, conditioned and unconditioned. In the condition there are two types. The faithful and the infidels. In the faithful there are two types. One is devotee and another is mental speculator. So that from that Vishnu the Brahmandas come out. So just imagine the span of breath of that Mahavishnu. So long it is. Millions and trillions of years it is. So and then each Brahmanda is of different sizes. Like once in Dwaraka, when Krishna was in Dwaraka, Lord Brahma, he wanted to take darshan of Lord Krishna in Dwaraka. So Brahmaji comes. How many heads Brahma has? How many? 4 heads. So he comes down, and then at the entrance there is security. Security says, please stop. You need an appointment letter. So Brahma says, you please go and tell that Brahma had come and he wanted to meet Krishna. Security go inside and tell, sir, one person, Brahma, he is telling his name is Brahma, he wanted to meet you. And Krishna tells the security, go and ask him which Brahma he is. And that security goes out and asks Brahma, my boss is asking which Brahma you are. Then when he hears, he gets shocked. Which Brahma? I am the only one Brahma in this universe. Which Brahma? Okay, anyways, God is asking. So tell him four-headed Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma had come. So then he goes inside, security goes. So Chaturmukha Brahma had come. I said, okay, come, tell him to come inside. So then Brahma goes inside, meets Krishna and speaks something. Then he asks, Krishna, I wanted to ask something. Your security came with a question asking me, which Brahma you are? I want to know, is there any other Brahma in this creation? Then Krishna does like this and all Brahmas of different Brahmandas come there. One Brahma has 10 heads, one Brahma has 20 heads, one Brahma has 100 heads, 1000 heads, 10,000 heads, 1 lakh heads, 1 crore heads, 10 crores heads, 100 crore heads, unlimited heads. So when this Brahma, poor Brahma, 4 heads, he saws this many Brahmas coming from somewhere in the sky. And he gets almost fainted. So, my God, where all these Brahmas are coming from? Then they all ask Krishna, Krishna, is there any work you called us? Any job? No, I just want to see all of you. No, you can go back. So then he understands that how he is not the only one Brahma. There are different Brahmandas. Each Brahmanda has, Brahma with different number of heads. So, it is like if you have a bag of mustard seeds, what is one mustard seed in that? It is nothing, insignificant. So like that, one Brahmanda is insignificant in front of unlimited Brahmandas. So, how these living entities are entering? Whichever living entities remain here, at the time of annihilation, they go back into the body of Mahavishnu and they come out according to their karma. They take different bodies and they come out and appear. Now, point to understand is in the those who are unconditioned, that means the living entities, those who are unconditioned, that means they are beyond the laws of nature, beyond the material modes, they are pure, they are transcendental. So they always exist in the spiritual world. They are always with the Lord. Whereas the other living entities, conditioned living entities, there are two, as Prabhupada says, faithful and in the two, that is devotees and mental speculators. So in that devotees, they will go back to Godhead because they are surrendered to the Lord. And if the devotee is not completed, he has not completed his bhakti fully, not realized, he is just in the path, but is not fully realized. Even that person also has to take birth again and he will start his devotion from there. Whereas the mental speculators, that means those who are jnanis, they speculate on the different subjects of the Vedic scriptures. Who is God? God should be, is the God like this, is the God like that? Now they try to put their brain, instead of hearing directly from the authority, they try to put their brain and analyze in a very mechanical way. That is mental speculators, jnanis. So for them it is very difficult, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, for such people it's very difficult to attain God, the lotus feet of the Lord. So they will again take rebirth. Empiric philosophers, mental speculators, because they are conditioned, they are still not purified, they are under the laws of nature, under the modes of nature. So they will take birth again. But due to some, if they have committed some pious activity, they will get some opportunity to come in contact with Krishna's devotees, then they'll become devotees and then they will also go back to Godhead. Just like in the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes to Jagannath Puri, he meets a very great Gyani, Mayavadi, who was his Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? And after meeting Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he becomes devotee. He is staying in Jagannath Puri, but he is not performing pure devotional service. After Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there, after meeting him, then he transformed. So that's how, by the mercy of devotees, one becomes a devotee. It's like Prabhupada went to America, preached there. All those people who were hippies, who were very sinful people, Mayavadis, hippies, they all became devotees by touch of Prabhupada. Now once all this, hippies asked, how, we were so sinful, we were just doing only sinful activities. It was so surprising how we became devotees. And Prabhupada said, I created the fortune for you to become devotees. So in that way, by the mercy of a devotee, one becomes a devotee. So we are all stuck in this material world, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Krishna says, bhutva bhutva praliyate. This world is created, annihilated, created, annihilated. How we are stuck, just see. So then how to come out of this entanglement? How we will come? How we will come out of this entanglement? How to make sure that you will not merge into the Mahavishnu and again come back in some body. How will you avoid that? By pure devotional service, by taking it very seriously, very sincerely, very strictly. By taking it up, you can make it. You can go back to Godhead. Prabhupada always says, go back home, back to Godhead. Vaikunta, Goloka Vrindavan Dham. So all these activities that we are doing, Harinam Sankirtan, book distribution, temple deity worship, Bhagavat Katha, taking prasadam, all these things is what? They help us, they make us advance in spiritual life, right? Surrendering to spiritual master, it's the first line. The progressive devotee of the Lord must inquire from the bona fide spiritual master how living entities merged in the body of the Lord again come back at the time of creation. And that's what Pariksit Maharaj is inquiring. How they can go back to Godhead. And a devotee, progressive devotee, that means sadhana, sadhaka, that person should inquire how he can go back to Godhead. So this is about this verse, and today is a very auspicious day. Today is the appearance of Sri Gadadhar Pandit. Who is Gadadhar Pandit? You know this Panchatattva? Jaya Sri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu, Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavrinda. How many personalities are there in this? 5. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita, Gadadhara, Srivasadi, Gaura Bhaktavrinda. 5 personalities are mentioned here. So who are these 5 personalities? They appeared 500 years back to spread Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It is said these 5 personalities, they had broken the treasure house of the spiritual world. Golokera Prema Dhana. That treasure in the spiritual world, the treasure house, they had broken it, opened it up and just flowed it into this material world. And that is Harinam Sankirtan. So Gadadhar Pandit, like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Lord Krishna, right? He is the incarnation of, he is Krishna himself, who are in the mood of Srimati Radharani, right? Then Nityananda Prabhu is Balaram. Then Advaita Acharya, Mahavishnu, just now we spoke, Mahavishnu. Then Gadadhar Pandit, Radharani, and Srivas Thakur, Narad Muni. Oh, you know all. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. Then again, one more Radharani. So, what does this mean? I will tell you. So, Gadadhar Pandit, he was born in a place called Chattagram to his parents. Parents' name was Madhav Mishra and Ratnavati. So, right from childhood, he was very sincere boy, very calm, very patient, quiet. He likes to be alone, he likes to be renounced. And he doesn't used to waste his time in sports or speaking prajalpa, useless things, or arguing or debating or any meaningless talks. He was not interested in that. So, in that way, he after a few years, he moved from Chattagram to Navadvip. Navadvip is the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born. So there were only few months of gap between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Pandit is younger, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is elder. So right from childhood, they both were friends, very good friends. And once, and right from childhood they would go to same school in Navadvip. So they were very good friends from the childhood. And Nimai, as you know, he was always notorious. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was always notorious. He would always, create some mischief. And Gadadhar Pandit, he would not like that. Because he is very polite person, he is very courteous person. He would not like this. He would be little away, distant from all this. But he would maintain that friendship. They're very good friends. So in that way, we know the pastimes of Mahaprabhu, how all, different pastimes he has done as a childhood. And then once Mahaprabhu, he went to Gaya and he took initiation. From where? From whom? From Ishwarapuri, right? So after that, Mahaprabhu came back to Navadvip and started Sankirtan. And everyone was amazed to see so much transformation in Mahaprabhu, who was so notorious, so mischief before. Now he is become a very fixed up devotee of Lord Krishna and is doing Sankirtan. And Mahaprabhu would do Sankirtan day and night and merged in the ecstasy of Harinam ecstasy. So one day Mahaprabhu, he was crying. He was crying, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? And Gadadhar Pandit was there in the side. He was crying so much, he was asking Gadadhar, when will I see, where is my Krishna, where is my Lord? He is crying so much. And Gadadhar Pandit said, oh, he is there in your heart. He is there in your heart. Then Mahaprabhu, he took his hands and started tearing his heart to see Krishna. Then, Gadadhar Pandit says, oh my Lord, please don't do this. Don't tear your heart. Don't harm yourself. Lord Krishna will soon come in front of you. He will appear. He will give darshan to you. Then in that way, he becomes pacified. Then when Sachi Mata came to know about this, she said to Gadadhar Pandit, Gadadhar, you saved Chaitanya, you saved Nimai. Now you please be always with him and you be always with him. In that way she said. So Gadadhar Pandit is incarnation of Radharani, we are saying, right? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has taken the mood of Srimati Radharani. Now there is a very deep philosophical thing in this, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has taken the mood of Radharani, but which mood of Radharani? The aggressive mood of Radharani. That how, there are two moods. There is a soft mood and there is a aggressive mood. So that mood he has accepted. Whereas the other mood is still there. The remaining mood, that incarnated as Gadadhar Pandit, which is the soft mode. Just like Krishna, he would tease Rukmini so much. But Rukmini was always silent. She would not speak anything. She would not argue with Krishna. Who would argue with Krishna? Satyabhama. Right? But Rukmini was always very peaceful. She would not argue. She would be quite calm. So that mood, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai, he would always tease Gadadhar. He would always argue, tease Gadadhar. But Gadadhar Pandit was always calm. So that remaining mood, that had come as Gadadhar Pandit, appeared as Gadadhar Pandit. So that's how we say incarnation of Radharani. So once Gadadhar Pandit, as he was living in Mayapur, he is very fond of taking association of devotees, hearing from them, serving them. He is very nice gentleman. So one day in Mayapur, one great devotee, he comes from the east side of Bengal. His name was Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Okay, and this Pundarika Vidyanidhi in the Krishna Leela, he was Vrishabhanu. Who was Vrishabhanu? Father of Radharani. So he comes, and then Mukunda Datta. Mukunda Datta is one of the devotee, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's devotee, and he is also very fond of meeting Vaishnavas, serving them, and he knows about Pundarik Vidyanidhi's position, exalted position. He is a great Vaishnava. And then he tells Gadadhar Pandit, let's go and meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He is a very great Vaishnava. Let's go and serve him. So Gadadhar Pandit becomes very happy, and both of them, they go to meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi. But when they enter into the house, they see Pundarik Vidyanidhi in a very luxurious way. He is sitting on a sofa, a hanging sofa, and he is very luxuriously dressed and eating pan. Now, how a Vaishnava can be like this, very luxuriously? In the mind, he got disturbed. So, a Vaishnava cannot be like this. A pure, exalted Vaishnava cannot be like this. So, he got a little different experience. So, Mukunda Datta, he saw this. Gadadhar Pandit, he is having a different experience, but he knows what is the reality. So immediately the Mukunda Datta started reciting verses from Bhagavatam. As soon as Pundarik Vidyanidhi hears these verses from Bhagavatam, he gets fainted, and he starts calling out Krishna, 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 and rolling down and tears. Then when Gadadhar Pandit sees this, then he understands, oh, what a mistake he has done. He misunderstood such an exalted Vaishnava. And then he thinks that I have committed a mistake at his lotus feet. Now, to relieve from this offense, I have to take initiation. I will take initiation from this exalted Vaishnava. So in that way, he surrenders to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi becomes very happy seeing this exalted devotee, such a wonderful jewel. It's great fortune to get a jewel-like disciple. And as Sachi Mata said to Gadadhar Pandit that you should always be with Nimai. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gradually he has taken sannyas, right, and he leaves from Mayapur and he goes to, where does he go? Where does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes after taking sannyas? He goes to Jagannath Puri, Neelachal Dham. So then Gadadhar Pandit right from childhood he lived as a brahmachari, then later on he took sannyas, he entered into sannyas ashram, and then he came with Mahaprabhu and started staying in Puri, and he has taken Kshetra sannyas. Kshetra sannyas means staying at only one place and he doesn't leave the place. Kshetra sannyas. He just stays at only one place. Then Mahaprabhu told him to do the service of Gopinath deity in garden. Tota Gopinath it is called as. There is a garden in Puri. He says that every day you just worship this deity, Gopinath deity. It is not different from me. So in that way, he would every day worship the deity. And once Mahaprabhu he wanted to go to Vrindavan, and Gadadhar Pandit he wanted to come with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he has taken a vow that Kshetra Sannyas, he will not leave that, he will be with Gopinath in the service of Gopinath. Mahaprabhu tells this, you have taken a vow of Kshetra Sannyas, you cannot leave now. Then Gadadhar Pandit says, let the vow be broken. Even I may go to hell, no problem, but I don't want to leave your association. Then Mahaprabhu says, see, that's okay, but ultimately you should do what is happy to me. I want that you have to stay there and just serve Gopinath. So in that way, he pacifies him and Gadadhar Pandit stays there and serves Gopinath. One day, Gadadhar Pandit, he offers nice bhoga to Gopinath, and Nityananda Prabhu was also there. At that time, to honor this prasadam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appears suddenly, and three of them takes this prasadam. So gradually, Gadadhar Pandit, he becomes old, and he could not serve the deity, the Gopinath deity, which is very tall, standing Gopinath deity, beautiful deity. And he could not serve because when the pujaris know, when you do the alankara, you have to sit on your toes and do alankara. You have to put the dress, put garlands, do painting. You have to sit on your toes. And when you become old, it's difficult. Your toe, not toes. What do you call this? Knees. You have to sit on your knees, to do the alankara. And knees become very weak in the old age. So Gadadhar Pandit, he was not able to sit like that and do service to the Lord. At that time, to reciprocate with Gadadhar Pandit, the Tota Gopinath deity came down. Standing Gopinath deity came down and sat. Even if you go now to Puri, the deity is sitting. You see how the Lord reciprocates with the devotees. There are so many instances how the deity reciprocates with the devotees. In Udupi, one devotee, he was not given entrance into the temple because he was from a lower caste and he was not allowed in the temple, Udupi Krishna temple. They did not allow him. So he went behind the temple and there was a hole and he was taking darshan of the Lord from the hole. You know what the Krishna did? The Krishna deity turned 180 degrees. Now if you go to the temple there, you have to go from the back and take darshan of Krishna from the hole. So, and there is a story of Sakshi Gopal where the deity walked from Vrindavan to, the temple is there in Puri, near Puri, Sakshi Gopal deity. So all the way from Vrindavan walked. In this way, the deities reciprocate. Even there are so many self-manifested deities temples in Attapur. There is Rambagh temple, there is Kishanbagh temple. You know how these temples manifested? The Lord came in the dream of so and so devotee and said, I am at so and so place, you come and excavate and make a temple. And there is a Chilkur Balaji temple here. The Lord appeared in one devotee's dream. And he said, I am there at so and so place, you remove me and make a temple. Right? You know all these stories. So this is how the Lord reciprocates with pure. When you reach to that level of purity, the devotion, Lord reciprocates like that. So in that way, the Gopinath deity came down, sat, and then accepted the service from Gadadhar Pandit. So in that way, finally, he stayed the rest of his life in Puri, and then finally he left his body there in Tota Gopinath temple. Now, why Gadadhar Pandit, why he was told to be always with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Because Mahaprabhu would go mad. He would jump into the water, he would get fainted. In that mood of Radharani, in that separation from Krishna, he would go mad. If Gadadhar Pandit won't be with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would die. God will not die, but he would get absconded. You don't know what will happen to him. Just like he is tearing the heart and seeing Krishna, and Gadadhar Pandit has to come and stop that. So that fire which he has, that fire of separation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what he has for Krishna in the mood of Radharani, to control that mood, you need Gadadhar Pandit. That's why Gadadhar, in many places in Bengal, just like how we worship Radha and Krishna, there are temples where Gaur Gadadhar deities are there. How many of you seen? Many of you have seen Gaur Gadadhar. There is a place where Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house, Swananda Sukadeva Kunj, Surabhi Kunj. So there, if you see that Bhaktivinoda Thakur's Samadhi, right? Bhajan Kutir and Samadhi. So there, on the other side, you will see the temple of Gaur Gadadhar. Gaur Gadadhar deity. So, in that way, Gaur Gadadhar, they are not different from Radha Krishna. So many places they worship Gaur Gadadhar also. In our terms, in our level, it's very difficult to understand, externally, because our level is not that high. But when the consciousness is elevated, then you understand, how how the moods function, how the bhavas function, how that worship is equal to Radha Krishna worship. So that's very high level. So in this day, we pray to one of the Panchatatvas, which is Gadadhar Pandit, to bless us, just like how much devotion he has to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, how he is always in association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So we pray that we also get the association of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the devotees, and in that way we go back to spiritual world by performing pure Krishna consciousness in the line of Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And this is a very fortunate thing to be connected to Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, because this is very exclusive form of devotional service where we worship the Lord in the mood of separation as taught by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that mood of separation we worship, and there is a flavor of love in this. There is a flavor of love in this. It is not in the mood of as a with awe and reverence also. This is in the mood of love. Pure love, like how the Vrindavan was, is how they would love Krishna. No? So in that way, this dhara, Gaudiya Vaishnava dhara, this disciplic succession, is very unique because it teaches us to worship Krishna in the mood of, a prema. That's why we say Premanam Sankirtan, Prema Bhakti, Premanam Sankirtan. So that love. So that you will find only in this, sampradaya, which is very unique, very rare. And this is the topmost thing, topmost consciousness, topmost relationship which one can develop with Krishna. So let us all, follow as per instructions of Srila Prabhupada. Let us perform this Krishna Bhakti nicely. And as Pariksit Maharaj is inquiring about, how, so living entities merge and again take birth here, let us not be in that group that we go back into the body of Mahavishnu and then come back again in some body. No, let us go back to spiritual world where the eternal pastimes are happening. Let us desire further and let us do those activities, Krishna Bhakti, pure devotional service, in such a way we attain that position and we always happy. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, Purushottam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much for nice class. So you have mentioned that how we can merge again, we can go back to Godhead. So once if
I mentioned that how you should avoid that.
Yeah. So if once we go back to Godhead, so again we will not come back to this material world.
Yes, once you go back to spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan Dham, you will not come back here.
So but before coming to here, we were there.
Yeah, so this is a $1 million question. So just like when a person is deceased, when a person is in so much of disease, so much pain, what he has to do?
You need to go to the hospital.
You need to go to the hospital, right? Because he has to get cured first. He should become normal. Now he should not inquire how this happened. You understand? He should not inquire, do research, how he got disease, which mosquito had bitten him, where food poison happened, from which part of the window some contaminated air came. He will go mad if you do, and he will lose his life. He is so much diseased. First thing is he should take medicine. Then you do inquiry. Similarly, we are in that very, very diseased condition. Prabhupada says, get out of here first, then inquire. So you go back to Krishna and ask him how you came here. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other questions? Grantaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki, Srila Gadadhar Pandit Avirbhavatiti Mahamotsav ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
His Grace Sachinandana Hari Prabhu ki.
1 square feet. Hare Krishna, one very important announcement. Sit. Very important. Just like when you become a great person, when you become a great person, the history will write your name with golden letters. Right? Yes or no? Similarly, when you become, we are expanding now, our temple is expanding. You can see? All of you have seen? All of you saw? Temple is expanding. So, the temple hall of Shri Shri Radha Madhav is going to expand. Now, suppose 100 people are sitting here, more 100 people also can sit. Or 200 sitting, more 200 can sit. So that is going to be there. So but to do this, we need support from everyone. Right? Just like Rama Setu. Everyone did their part, right? Even a squirrel also bought a little bit of small stone. Lord Rama did not see Hanuman is bringing such a big stone, squirrel is bringing it such a small stone. So Hanuman is doing big service, squirrel is doing small service. No, everyone is doing their own capacity of service, right? So in that way, we need support from everyone to make this, because this is for everyone. And you see, in the last 3.5 years, almost now 4th year is going to complete, how many people visited our temple? Lakhs of people visited. So much of prasadam distribution, grand festivals, so much of book distribution, Harinam Sankirtan. One man made this temple, and the whole Hyderabad is getting benefited. The whole Hyderabad is getting Krishna consciousness, with this temple. So it's our humble request that everyone at your own capacity, kindly help in the making of this expansion project. And in India, schemes work. So we have a nice, proposal that, just like I said, if you are a big man, your names will be written with golden letters. So anyone, temple hall is going to expand, and Prabhupada also is going to be little more behind, and much more grand altar, asan for Prabhupada, which we call it as Acharya Peetham. Is our Acharya right? And Peetham means platform. So Acharya Peetham is going to come, a big grand marble, Acharya Peetham. So anyone who helps in the construction of the temple, at least a square feet, which is 5,000 rupees, their name and a gotra will be written on a pure copper plate and will be put inside that asan under Prabhupada. So your name, gotra, is in the lotus feet of Prabhupada. You like this? So you can get it customized. Suppose you have 4 members in your family. All your 4 members can be one plate. Or if you have only one person, it can be one. So whatever it is, per person, per square feet, 5,000 rupees. So do your bit, do your part. Please come forward, spread this. We will release more information on these things. So come forward. It is our temple, it is your temple, it is, it is a temple which is going to become much more, we are going to do more services in a much bigger scale. More devotees can be trained, more devotees can be made. And then, in Hyderabad, even if you have 12 temples, 1 dozen temples is also less only. So, but there is a good scope here, and you have a good opportunity here to sponsor for the temple, construction started. It's a good sign. So, come forward, so donate generously. The more you give, the more you get. The more you give, the more you get. So thank you very much. If you have any questions regarding this, you can contact any one of our devotee in the temple. You can contact Radhakant Prabhu, Purushottam, Seva table, anyone you can contact and get more details, and please support this. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. We are going on a Mayapur Yatra. It is specially for Attapur congregation devotees. So Attapur congregation devotees के लिए हम मायापुर का यात्रा कर रहे हैं. उसका भाग में हम जगन्नाथपुरी और सिंहाचलम भी विज़िट करेंगे, और कलकत्ता में श्रील प्रभुपाद का संबंधित कुछ जगहों पे जाएंगे. सो मैं सभी को विनती करता हूँ, जिनको भी इस यात्रा में ज्वाइन करना है, डिटेल्स के लिए नीचे नोटिस बोर्ड में पूरा डिटेल्स दिया है, अंग्रेज़ी में है. अगर किसी को डायरेक्टली पता करना है तो आके पूछिएगा मेरे को, ठीक है. ये 4 जुलाई शाम को निकलेंगे, रात को निकलेंगे, और 13 जुलाई शाम को वापस आएंगे. ठीक है, फ्राइडे नाइट वी विल स्टार्ट एंड संडे नाइट वी विल रिटर्न. हरे कृष्णा.